Razabani for FightHype.com. Bumped into him in the corridor and he was running away from me. He was running away from me. Scott Quigg, how are you doing, champ?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Welcome back to the UK. Obviously, the weather's not on your side.
I'm gonna say it's always good to be home, but not when the weather's like this. Get me back in the sun.
We've just seen a cracking fight. Yep. Everyone called it a 50-50 fight. Yep. But there were some people that were saying Frank, with his experience, would be the heavy favourite in this. And obviously, by winning this fight for Frank, he wins the British title outright. It didn't happen, and obviously your former stablemate Callum Johnson, obviously Joe Gallagher as well, emphatic victory.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Just, you know, to me, I thought this was going to be the fight of the night. I mean, it's going to be the performance of the night, I believe, because Callum Johnson is just putting on a disruptive performance. And I always knew, obviously, I've trained with Callum. I knew he had the talent, the skill, the ability, and he just needed to, you know, he's been unfortunate with injuries and stuff, and his dad passing away, so it's, you know, he's had a bit of a stop-start career, but with that performance there, that's got to skyrocket him, you know, well on his way now. How
good is he? Obviously, you've been in the gym with him, and you said you've messed about with him in the gym. Yeah. Obviously, he's a lot heavier than you.
He's very good, but not only that, he, like I say, skillful. He can do it all. A very good technician, but he has destructive power in there. As you've just seen, Frank Bullon, he's a true fighter, true warrior. He fights, and you know, he's a tough man, and what Callum's just done there, you know, that says a lot about the power he's got and how far Callum can go.
Obviously, with yourself, I know you flew out and moved yourself away into California and the sun and Freddie Roach. But that transition, you look back, you know, sometimes fighters look back and when they sometimes need a change, they don't make a change, and sometimes they look back and say, I wish I made the change.
Yes.
You've obviously have made that change.
Yep.
How are you? I think 2 fights now with Freddie.
No, 3 fights now.
Yeah, 3 now with Freddie. But how's that transition and change been in adapting to Freddie's style and, you know, moving away from Joe's?
Yeah, you know, it's been good for me, and I feel like I'm improving. The main thing was I'm happy again boxing. You know, got to a point where I'd been, you know, I needed a change. You know, don't get me wrong, I thank Joe. You know, a lot. He's one of the main reasons that I'm the fighter I am today. You know, because the first fight with Joe, I won British title, and I went on to become world champion. And you know, we had some great nights together, and he improved me, and you know, I become the fighter I am today. But sometimes you need a bit of a change. Sat down, spoke with Joe, and you know, I made that decision, and we both agreed that, you know, go for it, and I made it. And I was, like I say, I'm happy again, you know, training, you know, I feel like I'm improving, and it's different, you know. One of the, you know, the big reasons, what I mean is, which is a big plus that I wasn't thinking about at the time, was makes a hell of a difference walking out the front door in the morning in the sun instead of the rain.
But I also know that obviously when you were with Joe, he would take you out to the wildcard gym. And you'll spar in the wildcard gym. So Joe has a very, very good relationship with Freddie.
Yeah, I mean, before in 2009, that was the first time I went over to wildcard. You know, before I even went to Joe's, I was always going out there every year myself. You know, going to Freddie's and getting sparring and doing little training camps, because from a youngster, I've always wanted to be the best and, you know, be as good as I can be. And doing that's what you've got to do. You know, so I was always, you know, before I went to Joe's, was going out to the wildcard, but it was good to then go out with the team and go out with Joe, because we're doing the sparring, your coach is out there, and again, Joe has a good relationship with Freddie, and that's just the way, because you want to, you know, improve as a fighter, and you want your fighters to improve, so you've got to go and get the best sparring, you've got to go and get different styles, because if you're fighting, you know, an American or a Filipino or a Mexican, if you've never sparred or been in the ring with one, you know, they fight totally different to, you know, European style. So, you know, you've got to always keep, you know, wanting to improve and keep learning.
In terms of, obviously, I know you were very disappointed that week because obviously the weight issue, etc. But are you going to stick to the same weight, or are you looking at?
Yeah, 100%. I make 126, no problem. You know, people will go, well, how can you say that? He was 2.8 pounds over the weight, but you know, 4 weeks out, I fractured my foot. You know, and for 8 days I didn't do anything. You know, so you can't. I was only £3 over on the Thursday morning. You know, I only had £3 to shift for 7 days before the weigh-in. You know, my weight was fine, as in I was bringing it down, but because I brought it down earlier and held it too long, my body went, you know, into, you know, as I've spoke to someone who is a specialist on, you know, that thing, he went into starvation mode and didn't want to let go of that last little bit. So when I was trying to shift it, it just wouldn't go. But I did I tried everything to make that weight. If I would have kept trying, you know, I would have ended up, you know, risking my health. But, you know, I live and learn from it, and, you know, I'll come back better.
Obviously that fight was an incredible fight. Obviously here in UK it was on about 3:30 in the morning. But Oscar Valdez, you put on a hell of a performance, and obviously knowing that you didn't have the world title on the line,
yeah,
was it tougher to kind of get in there and kind of motivate yourself?
No, not really, because at the end of the day, you know, I've had a world title before and people still didn't say it was, you know, I was a world champion. So at the end of the day, what matters most is about winning. You know, and obviously I was gutted about it not being on the line, but once I, you know, set thought about it, it's about winning, and I went in there with the same motivation, with the same, you know, mindset. Just go in there, do what we needed to do, and you know, try and get the win. Unfortunately, you know, come up short, but it worked for a lack of trying. You know, I give it everything on the night, and I'll watch it back. I've watched it back already, but I'll watch it back a couple more times where I actually studied my performance, and, you know, then get back in the gym and work on what I need to improve on.
Obviously the domestic scene is always packed, as always. Kid Galahad has always been calling you out. I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago as well, and he said the same thing, that, you know, Scott Quigg's got nowhere to go, and that's the fight I want. Do
you mean the thing is, he's got nowhere to go? As simple as that. He got caught, drug cheat, simple as that. Yeah.
Well, obviously now that his alliance is with Eddie Hearn, I know he's had his first fight with Eddie Hearn a couple of weeks ago on the Brook card. And Eddie said he'll continue to work with Kid Galahad. But is that potentially a fight that could happen for you, or do you think it's...
Do you know, it's one of them. Are you okay, mate?
Fantastic effort.
Thank you very much. It's one of them. You know, you never say never, but what I mean is, he doesn't bring anything to the table unless there's a load of money to beat him up for. Then it's irrelevant. You know, but to be honest with you, I'm looking at, you know, trying to get a, you know, I'm going to be out hopefully end of August, early September, and then, you know, get back in the win column, and then hopefully a big fight at the end of the year.
Obviously your old folk off Frampton, I believe it's in April.
Yeah, 21st
April against obviously Nonito Donaire. That's a great fight. Nonito says obviously this is his last opportunity to kind of get to that stage. But
definitely, and I think they're both in the same boat, to be honest with you. You know, but more so for Donaire. We all know Donaire is not the same fighter he was 4 years ago, but he's still a quality fighter. It's still a tough fight, and I think, you know, Frampton needs to have improved and gelled with more Jamie, gelled with Jamie more this time, you know, because his last fight didn't look that great, but it was a new trainer, so so obviously there's still it's a transition period. They've got to gel. I'm expecting, you know, it'll be better, but it all depends on which Donaire turns up. You know, depending on how, you know, close the fight will be. But I think it's a good fight. As a boxing fan, it's another good fight that's been made.